Hi there, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day or night. This is going to be a timeless and collective reading. Whenever it finds you, it is the right time. See what resonates, leave what doesn't, and remember that divine inner guidance. It's in you. Try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's dive on in. I did do a pre-pull of a couple cards. I kept going from the mystery deck. So let's use this as a foundation and then dive in and get clarity on everything. The first one that came through, it looks like you have gratitude, but you or someone else is ready for the next chapter, ready for something new. It's saying thank you. And now having, I'll show you the next one, future gratitude towards what is coming in. So I do feel like there is a transition. You also got to take a bow. So this is where you know there is something that is done. You're taking a bow. It was a good run. You're getting itchy and ready and excited for something new. I mean, you do have a hot romance that might be in the cards for you, and I feel like you are turning someone's head or somebody is turning your head. It does look like you are choosing or making more and more choices in the direction of happiness, but I kind of feel like that's the direction you're taking yourself, your life, doing things that make you happy. And I do feel like it's being in the today, the now energy of gratitude that is magnifying future blessings into your life. But this is also a choice. What makes you happy? Doing projects that make you happy, also hanging out with the people that have the right vibration, that bring you joy. That are happy, and I see like somebody really happy about your success. I feel like you're having a good time with someone. Maybe it's a romance, but it's also where some of you are heading into a new chapter where it feels a lot smoother. You figured something out in that last chapter. It's almost like the Six of Swords. Like you figured out how to navigate storms, the weather, yourself, your direction. You know how to put up the sails now. So something isn't going to feel as hard. I do feel like you've learned something in a past circumstance or cycle where you don't have to repeat it again. Like you're good. Take a bow. You did a good job. You passed the test. That's sort of what I see. So all of that being said, let's dive in and get you some clarity. I feel like we should start with the universe. So let's ask the universe for a message on thank you. Next, take a bow, smooth sailing, hot romance, future gratitude, hang out with happy, and turn your head. Even if this, was a past hot romance, I still feel like you're looking at it with gratitude. That you had those moments, that you had that experience, that you learned more about yourself. Perhaps for some of you, it was even recognizing boundaries. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, place of consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What is a message for the collective right now that would be helpful? I looked at the clock at 4:04, maybe 4:04. Maybe look up that angel number, or it's about 8, which is the energy of abundance, prosperity, also karma. Don't worry. Everything you've been waiting for is on its way. Progress is being made, even if you can't see the results. So much is happening behind the scenes for the creation of your dreams. You have to trust the process. So this is about a process. It's about the journey. It's not instant gratification. With whatever it is you're thinking, whether that's a project you're working on, getting into a new cycle, transitioning out of an old one. I see somebody, I like when I get vivid, like visions. I see somebody walking like down a hallway with a lot of different doors. So maybe that represents different opportunities. Maybe some are open, some are not. But I feel like you were focused on a locked door. I don't think that was the wrong door. I do think it was the right door, but I feel like there was some time or space needed for something to be prepared behind that door for you. And I actually see you walking with, you know, when I see like janitor keys, you know, when somebody has like a bazillion keys on a keychain, so many, and they all look alike, and they're not like those cool keys where, you know, they look like a cheetah or anything like that. So you know which key goes to which lock. I feel like they all kind of look the same. And I feel like somebody went through the whole thing and tried to get into that locked situation, but their energy was off. So I actually think they had the proper key at some point to get in the hole, but their energy was off, so it didn't get through. I hope that made sense. I don't know if that's your situation or someone else. It's not that you didn't have the key, you had the key. It's just the energy needed to change, or that was a purposeful pause directed by the divine to block you. So the divine had some time to cook something up for you, to get someone or something ready for you. So that could also be to give somebody else space to figure something out, to maybe go through a transition. Say thank you next to something in their life. So yeah, all right, where should we go next? I do feel like maybe a tarot card or two, and then let's kind of bounce around. I do see the animal cards in my mind. Maybe we'll go to an animal card next, but let's get a little clarity with the tarot. So let's ask what the foundation is. What is the biggest message for you to know right now on releasing worry, anything you've been waiting for or was put on hold? I actually feel like you just stopped waiting and you started doing, and that's when something had the space to come in, but not when you had a pushy energy or high expectations. It was when you were just in the now of gratitude, happiness, and complete acceptance. You know, just trusting that the winds of change are gonna change. It's just how you redirect yourself in that, you know, that like energetic weather system. Let's see what the foundation is. Rose sees something outside. I hope she doesn't bark. Oh, I'm gonna pause you because she might bark. All right, into the tarot we go. What is the foundation? What is the biggest thing at the bottom? I hear the bottom of the barrel that you need to know about. I see a catapult. Maybe this is what catapulted change. What is this foundation of change to be aware of for the collective right now? Wow, that's a good place to catapult off of. You got the Chariot coming through. Oh, this is such a beautiful Chariot card. It does look like, you know, a city like Chicago, New York, someplace where there's seasons. Maybe you connect to a city, but she's in the park. I used to go to Central Park all of the time when I lived in New York, and there was actually a little dog like that I got to see every single day. And its back legs didn't work, but the dog was always so happy and so cute and really strong. There actually were 2 dogs that this person had, and it had like this cute little like doggy wheelchair thing. Every day they were out there. I had a Pomeranian at the time, and I used to always have her out there. So we had many friends that we'd see daily in Central Park. But I feel like there's always a way. I feel like this is about, even if you think there's a hindrance or, you know, something that was a little difficult to get through, there is a means to have continual movement. There is an extra strength in anything that maybe got in your way. It was you thinking outside the box, getting creative, gaining strength. I feel like there's loyalty here. I do see you as a pack leader. So maybe some of you are stepping into the position of authority, but I feel like this starts with you taking authority in your own life, going your own direction. It looks like you're going down the yellow brick road here in the middle of the city. It's not like a boring concrete road. It's vibrant like the sun. I do see that there is something with seasons here. You know, this is a transition. This is a transition where something is going to fall away, have a little time of rest before something blossoms. Because now I just see how Central Park in the spring had those beautiful cherry blossoms. Maybe it's something about 2 weeks. I just remember when I used to run around the reservoir. I would go on the east side, and for 2 weeks, those cherry blossoms were big and bushy and beautiful, and then would start to fall on the ground and actually made the ground look like it was pink. It was so pretty. But then it took about 2 weeks for the west side to blossom. So you actually got to see it for about a month. But depending on where the sun came up and hit the trees, they actually blossomed 2 weeks different. So maybe there's something about 2 weeks. Maybe there's something about the spring, or this transition already started in the fall. And if you live in a place where it's kind of the same all of the time, I feel like it's about maybe something that happens about every 3 months. So maybe look at where you are and where it would be like the fall, because southern, you know, or northern hemisphere are going to be opposite. But look about where that time is if you live somewhere where it's always the same, you know, season after season. The Chariot is where anything that got in your way or pulled you off course in the past is not going to pull you off course. I always feel like the Chariot is destiny. It's your path of destiny. It feels like a bigger, monumental movement in your life than just being on the path, being on the journey. It feels like this path is opening up more and more and more opportunities of happiness the more you walk down it. It's where you recognize that if anything was keeping you on a leash, and that was, you know, the wrong loyalty in your life, that's the take a bow. Thank you. Next. You cut that leash and you're going to go off on your own way because you figured out what energies, people, whatever it is around you are going in the right direction. I saw something before about somebody that wants to see you succeed. These are the people that want to see you succeed. They don't have to be on your same path. They can be in their own lane, but it's where somebody is, I hear cheering you on or giving you a pep talk about the direction you're going. If it's upside down, it's where you're sitting in that car and you're just letting it idle. Or you're well aware of how to drive a stick shift, but you refuse to go into 5th gear because you're too nervous and you stay in 1st gear on the highway. And now you're just going to upset a lot of people because you're not going to be going very fast or even close to the speed limit. So I actually see people on the highway like, what are you doing? Like, I got to get to work. Come on, move over, pull over if you're not going to go the speed limit. Like, I see people really annoyed at the process that you were doing because maybe you weren't in the flow, but that could have been someone else too. Also, if there's somebody, side message, I like when the weird messages come through. If there is somebody and you drive and they're not going fast, this could be somebody, maybe, what if it's like somebody that's really like older, their eyes are not seeing the lane properly because it's nighttime, or this is somebody that's the first time driving and they are nervous as hell. Don't be up someone's you know what, give them space. You know, if you're on a highway, go around, do your own thing, or just give somebody a little grace that maybe somebody is trying their best. And I see that if you are late, There is a side way you can go, put on the GPS and, you know, get off the highway and go through the neighborhood instead. You're going to get there when you get there. I also see some of you, if you are purposely put on a path where you are being stalled. Let's just say you hit a roadblock or construction or something like that. I still feel like there's a divine energy helping you out. Go with it. Don't, you know, don't rush or do anything silly. Turn your head a different direction or see that as somehow a blessing, because I feel like you're going to get there exactly when you're supposed to. The Chariot could be a trip as well. So maybe it does have to do with going on a trip, a journey, a road trip. It could be a Cancer energy. It's a 7. Maybe you have a life path 7, or I saw 2 weeks before. Maybe for some of you, this is about a week. A week's time is important. Clarity on the Chariot. What else would be helpful? Please and thank you. I just heard Annie. What is that? That when all the kids are in the orphanage and they say, and shine like the top of the Chrysler building. Maybe you drive a Chrysler, or it's about what you're building, or it's about your shine changing, your glowing. What else would be helpful on the Chariot? And you got double victory. Wow, guys. Also, maybe some of you do something. I mean, you have this little dog in a wheelchair here, and now you have this hot guy playing basketball in his wheelchair, being athletic, doing his thing. So maybe something that you thought you could never do, you can. There's always a way. Also, maybe some of you do something, you're a doctor or physical therapy, or you do something with motivation, inspiration. The 6 of Wands is the little victory, and the Chariot's the big victory. So maybe it's little victories that add up to be this big victorious energy in your life. But both of these come after you went through something. You know, they came after times where you had to work out at the gym, you know, to gain the muscles. You had to have a bunch of practice matches to win the big game. I see a gymnast. It's like maybe you didn't do that split the first class, or the first time you took a ballet class, you didn't really do the pirouette perfectly. You had to take a couple classes. You had to fall down a couple of times, but the effort is always worth it. We will look at this because this is where you are being recognized for something amazing that you did, where you are shining on that stage, where you are in the spotlight, you are inspiring to others. Because usually this is where somebody wants to throw you a big ass parade when you come home. They're like, hey, cooked dinner, got some balloons, you did a great job, let's go out, let's go do something. But it's having appreciation and gratitude to all of the people that helped you get there. The hardest coaches that were not easy to work with, the hardest relationships that maybe weren't so, I hear, healthy or smooth sailing in your life, but help you smooth sail in the future. Having gratitude to all of that. And then the ones that are still there with you, working with you, and wanting to see you succeed, it's getting off that high horse and getting down eye-to-eye level. And I feel like you're working with energies. Or also, I see you like expressing your appreciation for inspiration that you've gotten. Like, thank you. You know what? That pep talk you gave me when I didn't want to get off the couch, you don't even know what a difference that made in my life, that you believed in me in the moment I didn't believe in myself. And you helped me get up, try it again, or leave something that wasn't there for your highest and greatest good, or my highest and greatest good, behind. And, you know, put that vibration of happy energy, told me to turn my head around, get it out of the you know what, and try it again or do it a different way. And thank you. Thank you. I feel like there are going to be people coming in that are going to be like that for you, because no one's ever always on a winning streak, always in victory land. Sometimes there's weird days that sneak on in our lives. It keeps things interesting, but I feel like I hear bigger and brighter things ahead for you. Just know it's coming. I mean, it says everything you've been waiting for is on its way. Progress is being made. Even if you don't see the results, there's a lot happening behind the scenes for the creation of your dreams, your destiny. There's a process here. Let's get another message. What would be helpful on this double victory? 6 of Wands, this fiery energy, this inspiration. It's where your spirit feels fired up to create, to do, to expand, to grow, to change, to learn, to get stronger. Let's get one more, and then we'll get an animal card. Oh, and you got the Hierophant. That's another big energy. Maybe it's about a Taurus. Horus. Maybe you connect to Egypt. This is somebody, I'm getting different messages with this Hierophant. I do feel like for some of you, you have great words of spiritual wisdom that come through as really deep lessons, where you are the one that people hear. But I feel like you are teaching a lesson in a way where it's not just about them listening to you to get the word of God from. I feel like you are giving people the power to look within themselves to get that message directly. But for some reason, I feel like you're the middleman. Like the words had to come through you for someone to reflect on their own divinity, their own direct connection to God. The Hierophant has many different forms. It's usually somebody very powerful, but they're put in that position of power because of their natural wisdom, because of their experiences, because of their divinity and their connection. Sometimes the Hierophant has to do with not just romance, but a marriage, but it's also institutions, schools, groups. So it's where people usually have a tradition or rules that are followed because it keeps things in order. Sometimes that, like I saw all that like driving energy before. It's like sometimes you need to, with this, not be so rigid, because traditions can be great, you know, following the traditions of the many generations, but times change, as do people, as do you in different cycles of your life. So if you have rules that work for you, you know, when you're in a relationship when you were 16 years old, but that's not working for you at 45, you need to rewrite those rules for you, because you've had different experiences now. If you had rules within a relationship and that worked for that dynamic, but then you have somebody else that comes into your world, that is a new dynamic. That's a new whole other person, as well as you being another person with them, that the same thing you did in that last partnership is not going to be the same rule set that will always work in the next one. You have to have that graceful adjustment with the Hierophant. So back to the street thing. I don't know. This was years ago when I had this card, not this particular deck, but I saw that, let's just say you live in a little neighborhood. There's a couple little houses and, you know, you have to go like 15 miles an hour to get out of the development. Everyone sort of, you know, you get to the crossroads. There's no stop sign there. There's not that many people driving. You say, you know, you go. But let's just say people started like, you go, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go. And they didn't know what to do. Now you got to put stop sign. Got to put a little stop sign so people know stop first, look, you know, and then go. Now let's say that little neighborhood became a big city and the stop sign's not cutting it. People still don't know when to go or what to do. Everyone's trying to sneak through, or I thought you were going to go. You need to put a stop light now. Stop, slow, go. So that, you know, everything works more smooth. But let's just say there's construction. Even if there's a stoplight there, you might need a person wearing a color like this out there with the thing like, nope, nope, there's a pothole here. We gotta get you all around it. We're gonna merge you into the side lane, merge into the side lane here, and then you guys stop. No, you guys go. It's that adjustment. Rules are great, but sometimes you gotta break the rules, change the rules, adapt them when things change. This could also be where you have somebody really wise helping you with this victory, because usually the Hierophant's really wise. You know, their wisdom is coming from a truthful place where, you know, they really do want to help people succeed and grow, heal, and change. I don't know why I just thought of something. It was pretty interesting. I actually had a time where I was going to work, and it was a real little side road. Like, usually it's my like secret way to go and not go on the main road, and I get there faster going the back way. And there was actually construction. I was like, how is there construction on this side road? Like, oh man, I'm gonna be late because I should have left earlier. And then, you know, so they had us stopped. And then when I got up to the guy that was like, you know, waving you by, this guy was dancing in the street. He was smiling. He was singing. He was like, all right, you're next. Come on up and do it. I was like, oh my God, he just made my day. I'm so glad that I am late from that construction. So it's about how you do that job. Like, he was enjoying himself. He was probably listening to some awesome songs there. And he's like, I have the best job ever. I just outside. I just make people feel funny in their car and say hi to them when they're all pissed off that there's construction. And like, he made it the most enjoyable thing to watch. I was like, thank you so much for making my day. He's like, yeah. So I don't know why that message just came through, or this shirt made me think of that, but I feel like it's that vibrant energy. And it's just that one guy. Even now, what was that, like almost a year ago? Like 6 months ago, I don't even know, that I saw that, and I still am affected. I still remember that moment of just going by a construction thing because of that one man. I hope somehow vibrationally I can at least right now put a beautiful like hug out there for that guy, because I mean, it's a moment to change somebody's day. I feel like it's maybe small acts of kindness, but that was a happiness that exuded from him and was felt in my car. So I feel like I would just want to send a little past gratitude to whoever that was. So it was like a sidetrack. I just hope that that message somehow was helpful, because even when you have this energy of teaching something spiritually, you can only teach from the experiences you have, the knowledge you've gained, and, you know, the things that you have in the old brain files that come through to bring, you know, an energetic message. You know, if you don't have that reference, it's not going to come up. So, whew, I mean, I really like the reading today. I kind of feel like it was motivational. So I feel like we should get a little more clarity on some of this though. Let's get an animal card. What's an animal card? That's connecting with the collective on the Hierophant, the Chariot, and the Six of Wands. One more message, please, and thank you. Action. This is one of the first animals that ever came through when I first got this deck. It's the pronghorn. So now is the time to act, because opportunities are, oh, I need my glasses. It's really tiny. Because opportunities are here. Move forward. You got the Chariot here. I mean, that's moving forward. There's a blocked door, go a different way. Move forward in your own direction here. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. I like that. Your quick wit and keen, you got a lot going on here, guys. You know, this isn't just about the energy you're exuding or how sassy and hot you are, or how you speak. It's your talents, it's your wit, it's your enthusiasm, it's your motivation, it's your perseverance. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to, well, success. And even this, success. I feel like that Hierophant is coming through because there's big changes. I feel like you are turning your head or flipping something upside down on something that always had to be a certain way, and you are recognizing that doesn't. And I feel like you're doing the big switcheroo, the big switch up here. What that is, it's whatever you're resonating to right now. I feel like it is different situations for different groups of you. So, I feel like this is kind of the reading today, but let's get you one mindful message and a rock star to end the reading with. What is one motivational, mindful message to be helpful, please, and thank you. What is this? These are really tiny words. Projecting. You're projecting love. You got a big heart above you. Rather than reacting and projecting my emotions onto others, I remember nobody is to blame. No one is responsible for the emotions that I feel. When someone says or does something that brings up strong emotions within me, I have the choice how to respond. That is a very powerful message. I feel like you are changing how you would generally respond in this next cycle. And anybody that projects anything upon you is just their own projection of what's reflecting inside of them, or what they're not addressing inside of them, or the day that they were having. You know, you go in a store and, you know, somebody cuts you off, gets in front of you in line, ignores you. They're all grumpy puss face. Like, don't let that make your energy off or trigger you. Maybe that person just lost a family member. Maybe that person just went through a breakup. Maybe that person had a crappy ass day at work or a really bad cycle. You don't know where someone's coming from, but I keep seeing like little acts of kindness really can make a big difference. And not everyone's receptive, and that's okay. Don't take that personal. This is a big message that's saying you are having more. I don't feel like it's about controlling your emotions and not ever letting that out there. I feel like you're just having more discernment with when you maybe emotionally respond to a situation too fast, or you don't allow yourself time to process something. I feel like it's more about a trigger, rather like an immediate reaction, rather than where you really settle, take a step back, look at the higher perspective. Why am I feeling that? What did I do? What can I do? I feel like it's more about self-awareness with that, and that's beautiful, because self-awareness is where all of the changes begin. Let's get you a rock star. I don't think any music at all came through today. Although looking at this, I am getting not the Ariana song, but I actually see the Natalie Merchant song. I want to thank you. There's also that DIDO song. I think it's called Thank You. I want to thank you. Oh, I don't even get the notes. Wait, hold on. Let me hear it. For giving me the best day of my life. No, just to be with you is giving me. That's a nice song. Even if my house falls down now, I wouldn't have a clue because you're near me. Oh, that's sweet. There's one. Rockstar release. Trent Reznor, Let It Go. Time to let it go. Thank you, Max. You have a future, gratitude, success, and happiness. More successes. Your path to destiny. And really feeling this connection in your soul that you're on the right path. Coming in. Let's get one more. Respect, Aretha Franklin. Oh yeah. Got a sassy one at the end. What is she holding? I don't know what she's holding. It looks like a really cool looking teal cell phone. I don't know, maybe it's about a cell phone or the color teal. I don't know what that is. Respecting yourself, respecting others. Getting like kind of speaking up for yourself. So with this, I'll bid you adieu, although Tina Turner's staring at me too. So we're gonna thank Miss Tina, fortified with love and perseverance. I did see perseverance before. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I hope this reading was helpful, resonated somewhere, inspired you somehow. And I feel so much appreciation and so much gratitude to get to be here with you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.